What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods. I'm according to Woods, and he is former U of MMA champion Pius Ina Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus. And we have UFC Fight Night, Belal Muhammad and Vicente Luque, or
Mhm.
Luque Muhammad, or Vicente and Belal. It's a fight night for sure. And it's actually the second time that these two are facing off. And one of them wants us to remember his name. So
Mhm.
I guess. But
Mhm.
Voodoo, how are things in the neighborhood?
All is well, my friend. All is well. Trying to get it right before getting it wrong. You know how that goes.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I've been stepping a whole lot of wrong. But we do what we can and we can't do what we can. I don't know. One of those
Something
things.
like that.
Something like that. Something like that. Um Obviously kind of a quick hit. We had last week's UFC. I believe it was 279. No, the Bellator's 279. But
273.
something like that. It was
Something like
something
that.
numerical. I'm not good with the numbers. I'm good with the talking, but not the
Yeah.
numbers. Don't
Yeah.
let a tax professional know about that because they might fucking gouge me in terms of prices or steal money like James Brown. Either way, um, a lot of people were talking about because Aljamain beat uh Piotr Jan by split decision. They're like, oh, he's pound for pound, fucking whatever. I'm like, it's a split decision. If he really wanted to fucking silence everybody, he would have knocked the shit out of fucking Peter Yan. To me, Peter Yan is still the fucking champ. Your thoughts?
Hey man, this is one of those things that doesn't require much detail. Piotr Jan won. The judges got it wrong, and that was that. Unfortunately, Aljamain is the champion now, and we have to accept it. The same way Joe Biden is president, we have to accept it.
Come on, man. Oh man. Yeah, that's another fucking story. That's whoo man. Good luck with picking fights because I mean in terms of the person that holds the fucking key to the fucking I don't know. It seems like a damn lollipop guild. Um we haven't gotten right in a while. Seems like forever. My goodness. And when I said that, I think of fucking Brian Adams. Like sometimes it feels like forever. I think it's Brian Adams. I fucking don't know. Uh, but I guess we're picking fights, right? So
Yep.
UFC Fight Night, Belal Muhammad and
Hmm.
Vicente Luque 2. Get started off with in the bantamweight division because we have two tenured vets. We have Ali Aletang of China going up
Hmm.
against Kevin Croon. Uh,
Hmm.
Hali is 14 8 and 2. That's a hell of like he's got everything, right? You got some submission wins for the Mongolian Knight. We've got some KOs. We've got some split decisions and shit. We got some draws. Uh, you even got a fucking soccer kick because he fought
Hmm.
and won back in 2015. Just soccer kicked the shit out of somebody's head. Man, that's some fucking brutal shit, man. But that's
Hmm.
Ali. I mean Hali, I should say. Um, and the last time that we saw him in the octagon was a draw against former Combate Americas, or now
Hmm.
global champion Gustavo Lopez.
Hmm.
But then also took a loss to Cassie Kenny, former LFA champion. But I
Hmm.
mean, uh, prior to that, he beat via unanimous decision Dana Batcradell and Ryan Benoit, which
Hmm.
the Benoit name, it's weird to say, all
Hmm.
things considered. So with that all being said, that's Hali. But on the other side of the docket, we have Kevin Croon, and I know, yeah, Kevin Crash Croon. I knew he had some sort of fucking weird ass nickname. It's not so much a
Hmm.
weird ass nickname, but if you look at his Tapology picture and whatever, it's almost like and no disrespect, but Darren Elkins, right? Darren Damage
Hmm.
Elkins, and he looks exactly like what you would expect out of the damage, but he fucking can fight his ass off. Now, in the instance of Croon, this guy is looking for a win because he went to a no contest with Roosevelt Roberts. This is just his pre-last outings, right? So, no contest with Roosevelt Roberts. That was his UFC debut. And then Alex Caceres, right? Fucking Bruce Leroy. He lost to via unanimous decision and lost a unanimous decision to Brian Boom Kelleher. So it's very rare when you have somebody who's not a name, right? Essentially make their debut and get 4 chances. And this fight with Heli Alating is his 4th fight in the UFC. And again, it's no contest and 2 straight losses. So if he doesn't pull up, that's a wrap. It seems like.
Yeah, that no contest, standing guillotine choke, that must have been at 155, and then he dropped down to 135 to fight Caceres. It looks like he's all over the place. Brian Boom Boom Kettler, I believe, is a 145 or a 155er. So he's been in 3 different weight classes already since his tenure in the UFC, and none of them has worked out for him. It's looking like.
Yeah, it seems like his UFC career, if he doesn't pull that nose up, it seems like he's gonna crash. Much like his nickname. And my grandmother always said, "Be careful what you name either yourself or your kids or whatever, because you speak it into existence." And unfortunately, it seems like that. I'm actually going with the Mongolian Knight, unanimous decision, Heli Alateng. But
hey man, I'm with you on that, man. Enough said. Hey Lee Alateng is my guy too. Same way, unanimous.
Yeah. It's funny when you say Heli Alatang in a certain way, much like you said it, it almost sounds like we're speaking in the tone and dialect of like a Cubano. Heli Alatang. Like it's either Italian but also all bits of Tony Montana. Like that's what it kind of called back to me on. But yeah, Heli unanimous decision for the Mongolian Knight. I mean, you're from fucking Mongolia, dude. That's pretty fucking badass, dude. Yeah. Well, in the women's strawweight division, we have Estela Nunez, who is 6-2, pretty much newcomer coming into the UFC. Yeah, she spent a lot of time in one championship. When you look at it, she's only had 8 fights in total, right? But 3 of them have all been in one championship, including a fight with their champion, Angela Lee, man. Hell yes. But she unfortunately lost her UFC debut. She got rear naked choked by Ariane Carnelossi, right? But then she's stepping in there with a former LFA title contender, Sam Page Hughes, who is 5-4. Sam, unfortunately, it hasn't been good, right? Because she was in her fight with Lisa Marie Malden back at LFA 81. That was actually I attended that. That was in the hangar in Orange County, right before COVID lockdown. And I mean, that was a tough fight, man. Lisa brought it. Lisa being of Team Oyama, obviously, and Sam Page really brought the fight to her, right? So there was that, and then at LFA 85, she has the LFA title fight with Little Monster. Yeah, Vanessa Demopoulos, and unfortunately loses via a triangle choke. Now she was besting Little Monster right up until Little Monster hit that inverted triangle, because she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. That's what you fucking do. Shout out to Little Monster. But then goes into LFA 93, gets a guillotine choke, like a buzzer beater in the very first round against Danielle Hindley, but then has a rough fucking time, right? In the UFC. All right, no easy fights.
Mm-hmm.
Her first fight in the promotion, she essentially has a short notice fight with
Yep.
Tisha fucking Torres, man, one of my favorite fighters
Mm.
in the game today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody who we've grown to love, Loma Luke Bonmi, and
Mm-hmm.
Loma pieces her up and basically gets a unanimous decision win,
Mm-hmm.
and then another unanimous decision win for Luana Pereño,
Mm-hmm.
which unfortunately Sam Page lost. So
Mm-hmm.
much like Kevin Crash Croom, she's lost every fight in the UFC, but also gets a fourth chance at potential glory
Mm-hmm.
against Estela Nunez. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with Estela, 5-4, so not a whole lot of experience. I mean, sorry, 6-2, not a whole lot of experience. But again, like we were saying, that fight with Angela Lee, that's a
Mm-hmm.
fucking badass fight. I mean, that's top level. That's top of the food chain shit.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
uh, this is pretty even. What say you?
Um, Sam Hughes. This is a must win for her. Otherwise, she's gonna be gone. She's gonna be gone. Uh, she has to. She has to incorporate the complete game of mixed martial arts. She has to engage in wrestling, take it down, and get a submission. She has to. She must win this match. Doesn't have to be by knockout. Doesn't have to be by exciting match. Exciting matches should not be her primary focus right now. Winning the match should be her primary focus, and grappling is the ticket that's going to help her win this match. She has, it seems to me, she has the better grappling of the two ladies, as the other lady is a Muay Thai artist, a stand-up artist, and this is what she must do. This is the path to victory for the young lady, Sam Hughes, Sam Page. If she wants to win, she she should not exchange much with the hands and feet. Use the hands and feet to set up the takedowns. Once you get it, go for strangulation. This is the key.
For me, I actually think, both of those things, in terms of exciting fight and, cementing her, roster role in the UFC, I think they can be one of the same. And I think if she almost takes a page out of former LFA flyweight champion Jimmy the Brick Flick, you fucking
Mhm.
hit a 30-second fucking submission. Throw something
Mhm.
out there. I mean, if
Mhm.
you're in the words of Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash, right? Are
Mhm.
you gonna fucking, if you're lying dead in the gutter and you got one last song to sing, are you gonna
Mhm.
fucking sing that same old hymnal that everybody's been
Mhm.
singing since the beginning of
Mhm.
time, or something fucking different, right?
Mhm.
That's where Sam Page, and at least in my estimation, that's where she is, right? So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
am going to say, fucking hit that, 30-second armbar, or fucking, inverted fucking knee bar, or
Mhm. Something.
something like, and get the viral clips. You want to be the one on, Sunday morning or late Saturday night where everybody's like, oh my god, blowing up the Twitter machine, blowing up the fucking, gram of instant gratification on the shit that you did right here, and
Mhm.
you could also cement yourself a $50,000, a bonus recipient, right? That you're least likely, right? If you get a viral fucking finish, right, and a performance bonus, more likely than not, you'll get another fight.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. She's got to figure it out. She's got to figure it out. I prefer she wins by ground and pound with terrible elbows and smashing fists. Um, Otherwise, she's gonna be out of the UFC. Um, it is what it is.
I agree. So I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm actually saying Sam Page, first round submission. Um,
She's gonna
that's it.
need it.
Yeah.
She's gonna need it.
Well, if she doesn't, again, adios. What did they say? Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is
So
what it is.
It is what it is. But speaking of what it is, my goodness, this one 155. We have the 15-4 Trey Ogden. All right, going up against the Monkey King Jordan Levitt. We'll get to the Monkey King. There's a fucking lot there, but this is actually Trey Ogden's first fight in the UFC, coming off of Jesus Christ, 3 straight wins. Against Brad Grelick at Ultimate Blue Corner Battles, and I wonder how that works out because like there isn't a red corner, so everybody's in the same corner fighting each other. Just saying, I don't know what that is, but shout out to Ultimate Blue Corner for putting on fights for people to fucking ply their trade. I like it. I like it. All right, and then we go to FAC 3, and he gets a rear naked choke the same way that he beat Brad in Blue Corner battles, a rear naked choke, right? And does it quicker than he does Brad. He hits a one round or first round rear naked choke, right? And then gets an arm triangle choke against JJ Okanovich at Fury FC 53, which shout out to Fury FC, one of the Midwest's, preeminent promotions. So shout out to Fury FC. Now, Jesus Christ, he's fighting fucking Jordan the Monkey King Levitt, the dude who will fucking just shake you off and knock you out, like, and do the splits and not even give a shit. He's a syndicate MMA notable, a 4th-generation Las Vegan, and I mean he's fighting right in his backyard at the UFC Performance Institute, or the Apex, rather. But again, who could we forget that fight with Matt Wyman, where he fucking just slams him? You know what, Wyman? What is the technical term for what Wyman wanted to do to Jordan Levitt?
I don't know, but he got bounced. He got his head bounced off the floor.
Fuck yes, he did. Yeah. And nothing against, and even before that, Luke Flores, right, on the Dana White Contender Series, right? That was a fucking impressive arm triangle choke, right? It went viral, right? The same way that we said that Sam Page needs to go viral, Jordan Levitt has been able to do this, man. Like the Luke Flores win, the Matt Wyman win, the KO. Unfortunately, he lost to Claudio Puelles, but Matt Sales, that was an inverted triangle choke, and that went viral as well. So Jordan Levitt, whether it be his enigmatic personality, and I wouldn't even say he's enigmatic, he's very different. He's fucking different, man. But I fucking honestly, I want them to fucking release UFC, 5 or Undisputed 5 or whatever the fuck they want to call that game. Because as soon as that shit comes down, I want to play as Jordan Levitt, man. Like, there's actually a couple guys that I want to see in my new UFC video game when it eventually does come out. But Jordan Levitt, man, I want to fucking do the splits and just whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. Twerk or something. I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, it's no fucking secret. I'm a fan of fucking Jordan Levitt. I'm going with Jordan Levitt. I'd say first round. It doesn't matter. Like, not to say, I mean, it's obviously going to matter to Trey Ogden how he gets finished, but between Trey's, having his UFC debut and just the weird shit fucking Jordan Levitt does that can seal a victory for him. Like I said, it could be a fucking slam or so. I don't care. It's a KO or a submission. That's what he's gonna do first round. He's gonna capitalize on Trey Ogden's newness with the UFC Octagon and the bright lights that all of that brings, and Jordan Levitt is going to be able to capitalize. So I say fucking Monkey King all fucking day.
I'm not mad at the Monkey King either, man. He's got the most experience. He's been in the UFC. He's established. He should be more comfortable. He's well rounded. Not a bad pick at all. Trey Ogden, he's gonna have to come in and prove himself. He might be number one in Missouri. but Jordan is 67 in the world, so that speaks for itself.
Yeah, I'm saying this to disparage, right? But
Hmm.
uh, do you do you know what city is in Missouri?
Kansas.
Yeah, and you got to tell Trey Ogden, motherfucker, we ain't in Kansas anymore. This shit is Vegas. That shit is UFC. Nothing against it. Obviously, Train's at a great gym of Glory MMA, House of Champions, and
Hmm.
business people. Thanks to uh, fuck, what's his name? I see his name in my head. I know Zach Cummings is one, and James Krause is the other. Shout out
Mm.
to those two gentlemen, because you guys are fucking churning out badass motherfuckers. But Jordan Jordan fucking Levitt is a different fucking thing. So we're rolling with fucking Levitt, man. Monkey King all day.
That's right. That's right. I'm
So
down with that.
hell yes. Now speaking of down, right? You want to be down? You got to be down with the fucking heavyweights because we have a debuting, almost undefeated Martin Bude.
Hmm.
Yep, his name is Bude.
Hmm.
But he is making his UFC debut after a knockout win over Lorenzo Hood. He beat the Hood. He beat the Hood, bro. He beat the Hood. Why he do that? Keeping the Hood down. But all fun and games aside, he Martin KOs Lorenzo Hood just last year in September, right? I'm sorry, October of 2021, right? And then he makes his formal UFC debut. But you know who he's making his UFC debut against? Fucking
Who?
Chris Barnett. Not, and maybe no relation to Josh Barnett. I want to believe that they're related somehow, some way. If Joe Rogan is first cousins with the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, then Josh Barnett and Chris Barnett, both heavyweights in MMA, they are fucking cousins or third cousins or whatever. I don't care. But what we know about Beast Boy, remember Beast Boy? That's the motherfucker who knocked his opponent. Oh, knocked Gian Vellante. You know that.
Volante with that spinning heel kick.
Yes. And what does he do? He damn flips and falls on his ass. Like
Hmm.
not falls on his ass. He does a front flip. This is a big boy, and he front flips and he just sits on his butt and goes
Hmm.
wah. One of the most memorable, you know, heavyweight anythings in UFC history. I feel. And
Yeah, I agree.
again, and John Vellante again, often-time training partner, long-time training partner, former UFC middleweight champion Chris Weidman, or as
Hmm.
Conan 5150 says, Chris Weidman. Um, that's here
Hmm.
nor there, but I got fucking Chris Barnett, man. I want him. I want him to flip again. I want him to knock
Hmm.
him out. Nothing against Martin, who has knockouts in his own right, but I'm rolling with Barnett.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm rolling with Barnett as well, man. The fact that a big man like this can throw a whip kick, I'm a big fan. On point, and he did it, landed it, and got the bonus, and got the TKO. Come on, you see, that is to be respected. For a big dude like this to be doing what he's doing, I want to see more. I want to see more. So I'm hoping he wins as well. Uh, Split decision. I'm not mad at it.
Calm down, Brittany. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. No. Um, yeah. Elias V says, "What's up, Adam? I hope you're doing well. Hopefully, we can talk soon." Me too. Shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy.
Hmm.
It's all crazy. Um, yeah. Like I think it's. You say split decision. I want a knockout. I want a knockout because we're not gonna see the character of Chris Barnett if he doesn't get a
Get a
knockout.
knockout.
Yeah, so I'm just saying he's not gonna wild him out for a decision. So I want a knockout, and this is nothing against Martin Bude. His name is Bude. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. I got Barnett. It looks like you got Barnett, I got him finished, you got split decision. Hell yes, let's do this. But in as we were talking about middleweights, right? In reference to former middleweight champion Chris Weidman. Well, we've got a couple
Yeah.
middleweights here. Actually, two straight fights of middleweights, but the first one being Mexico's Rafa Garcia, 13-2, going against the 21-10 Canadian Jesse Ronson. Right now, we go with gifted Rafa Garcia. And last time that he saw him was a unanimous decision win over Natan Levy. And that was in November of 2021. But prior to that, he was essentially he lost his first two fights in the UFC via unanimous decision, and that was against Nasrat Hopcross and Chris Grutschmacher. They didn't make it any easy for me to pronounce either one of those back to back. But before that, Combate Global, or at the time it was Combate America veteran, who he actually holds, gifted Rafa Garcia has a win over, a guy that we know and love, Eric Coast Pepper Gonzalez. Also a fucking rear naked choke win over Estevan Payan, which is wild. Estevan is a fucking tenured vet. Even a win at Combate Estrellas 1 against Chase Gibson. Yeah, absolutely. And then wins over fucking Marcos Bonilla.
Marco Bonilla.
Holy shit, man. This motherfucker's beating all my friends. All of our friends.
He's doing things.
Oh, I was there. Oh, yeah, that was at Redlands. I was there. Holy shit. Yeah, man. You beat all my friends. Jesus Christ. Let's go with the Canadian. The body snatcher, Jesse Ronson, 21-10. This is actually his second fight in the UFC, because his UFC debut after all this time. This dude has been in MMA as a pro since 2009, right? Fighting the Canadian regional circuit, and then working his way up to bigger cards. Actually, this is his second run with the company.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
Yeah. Ooh, that doesn't bode well. That usually never goes well. But before that, it fought Francisco Trinaldo, right, at UFC Fight Night 36. Kevin Lee at the Ultimate Fighter 19 finale.
Split decision with both, too.
Yeah, I mean, that, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it sounds like he's being wrestled and taken down.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's losing.
I'm nothing against Rafa Garcia, right? But he's beat a lot of my fucking friends, and I don't know where to feel about that. But it just looks like they brought Jesse Ronson back to be just the body, right?
Yep.
And
for Rafa.
So I'm going Rafa.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be finished. It's probably
It's not gonna be pretty.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, and Ronson might pack it in, but also Rafa might. I mean, it's gonna be brutal. Yeah, I'm going with gifted Rafa.
I'm with you on that, man. Gifted is currently much more established in the UFC. The body snatcher, though he is a veteran of the UFC, but he's been gone for a while. He's taking more damage. He's lower in the rankings. He's gonna have to do a lot more than Rafa needs to do. All Rafa needs to do is wrestle this guy. There's a weakness there. There's a grappling weakness. Wrestle him, wear him down, steal the points, win by split decision, and go on to your next one, Rafa.
Yeah. Well, speaking of next ones, we have another middleweight not championship fight, but a middleweight fight, because we have Brandon Jenkins, the human highlight reel, who is a former, Cage Aggression. Shout out to Cage Aggression because I love their fucking belt. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Cage Aggression has fights all over like the Midwest, and sometimes they float over to the West Coast, even in the East Coast, but primarily a Midwestern brand. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the last time that we saw Mr. Jenkins was essentially against Zurong, where he lost via ground and pound, right? So he loses his UFC debut, but a veteran of both Cage Aggression, or champion of Cage Aggression, um, a, a short time member of the PFL, or Professional Fighters League tournament back last year in August of 2021, was also he actually got beat at LFA 77 by Mike Breeden on the undercard of the James versus Martin, or LFA 77 fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
had a whole ton of fights at LFA. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I mean, even a loss to Jeff, the Administrator Peterson. Shout out to him, friend of the According to Woods show. Um, but yeah, uh, now on the other side of the docket is the always tough, always durable Drakkar Close. And
Mm-hmm.
Drakkar 11-2-1 um, has been fighting for quite a while, since 2011, to be absolutely factual, starting off his amateur career in Arizona and then fighting his way, right? Where he gets to the UFC at in 2017 at UFC Fight Night 103, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he beats Devin Powell via unanimous decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes on to beat Mark DeCase via
Mm-hmm.
split decision, lost to David Timur, but since then he went fucking unanimous decision over Groovy Lando Venata, uh, a unanimous decision over OG Bobby Green, right?
Yes.
Who was just on
Impressive.
the Joe Rogan podcast. So check
Mm-hmm.
that out. Him and his coach Jacob Bainey, he being Bobby Green, and Jacob Bainey of Pinnacle, were both on Rogan. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
to that. And then a win over Christos, the Spartan Giagos,
Mm-hmm.
good friend of both of ours, and
Mm-hmm.
but lost to Benil Dariush because again, Benil Dariush is top of the fucking food chain right now, man.
Understandable.
Yeah, 100%. Um, I see fucking got Drake Eye close, man. I'm not even. I mean, nothing against Brandon Jenkins, but I mean, there's levels to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even with the tenured fights that Jenkins has had, there's still
Mm-hmm.
levels. And when you fucking, you, yes, you got KO'd, but you got KO'd by fucking uh Benny Dariush, right? So like,
Yeah. A top
yeah,
fiver.
yeah, that's not a loss, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's over there at Fight Ready MMA with Cejudo and Eric Alsaban and all of
Mm-hmm.
their witness shit,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I got Drakkar, not even close.
Klaus is the one guy that got pushed by Jeremy Stevens and at the weigh-ins and couldn't fight because he hurt himself.
Yeah, that
But,
is
but,
true.
but yeah, this is the same guy. So now it seems he's healed up and he's back to get another fight in the UFC. Um, it was unfortunate what happened to him. I would have loved to see him and Jeremy Stevens go at it, but that's not going to happen anymore. As Jeremy Stevens has been, he found his way out of the UFC, and it is what it is. I also be going for Drakus because the level of competition that he's already beaten. Even though he beat them a while back, I don't care. The fact that he's beaten some of the people that he's beaten is quite impressive to me. You know, I mean, we're talking Bobby Green here. Lando Veneta, DeCassi, uh, 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 Gabe Green. That's
Yeah,
in that gifted green right there.
it's yeah, it's. I mean, if it's
Yeah,
Gabe Green, it is
Gabe Green.
gifted Gabe Green. Yeah,
Yeah. So these are very, very good fighters, and he's beating these guys. So
Wait,
I'm looking forward to some more from this fellow. Um, we shall see. But I'm going for the same guy, man. Drawkiss. I'm
yeah,
going for him too.
and I think you're actually because you're talking about the June 6, 2015 win, right?
Over Green.
No, yeah. When did he beat Green?
Way back. It's a while back. Let me
Uh,
see. He beat Green 2015.
that might be Gabe
Oh,
Rodriguez.
actually, no. That's Rodriguez. I'm tripping. I saw
It's
Gabe and my mind just said Rodriguez. I mean Green.
yeah, dude. I
Wrong,
went I went there too. I went there too with
wrong
gifted
guy.
Rafa. I'm like gifted Gabe Green. I almost let the first syllable slip. So don't even trip, Voodoo. Don't even trip.
Yeah, but he's got Bobby Green on his record, man, which is impressive. You know what I mean? That is very, very impressive, and he did it by unanimous decision. I'm impressed.
Yeah, man. So let's go with Dracar. If
Mm-hmm.
you're Dana White and company at the weigh-ins, you fucking move everything, move all the wires. You know, fucking don't let them get close.
Mm-hmm.
Dracar close, right? You don't let them get close. You just fucking, let them even for fucking 5 feet away face off. I would
Mm-hmm.
wrap this motherfucker up in bubble wrap so we can get a fight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there you go. So moving on from close and Jesus, uh, close and Jenkins, we have a women's bantamweight fight. We against country people, right? I mean, not country, but they're from the same country. They're both Swede,
Countryman.
yeah, countrymen, right? That's what I was going for. Thank you, Voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
You're so smart.
Sweden.
You're so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So we have the elbow queen, Lena Landsberg, 10-5 against none other than Pani Kianzad, right? So let's go with Lena first. Lena, has been in the UFC for a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Dating back to 2016, where she faces fucking Chris Cyborg. Holy shit! Oh, I'd rather run around in traffic on the 405. Ugh. Yeah, Chris Cyborg is shout out to Chris Cyborg, right? But wins her second fight in the UFC against Lucy Pudilova, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then loses to Aspen Ladd. Then Danger Gina Zany gets a unanimous decision over her. Then faces Foxy Yana Kutskaya. Thiago Santos is a significant other and baby mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then former Invicta champion Tanya Evinger gets a unanimous decision over her. Then, right following that fucking Tanya Evinger, right, she faces a Ultimate Fighter champion in Macy Chiasson, right,
Mm-hmm.
and she beats both by unanimous decision, but then loses to Sarah McMahon, which it's Sarah fucking McMahon, and we saw what Sarah McMahon did in her last fight. Still fighting at a high level, that one there, right? So on the other hand, we have Pane Kianzad. Now, Kianzad, or Bonsai, as he likes to be called, I mean, was on quite a roll after her loss to Julia Raging Panda Avila, right? Because she beat Jessica Rose Clark via unanimous decision, Betch Gohea via unanimous decision, Sajara Eubanks by unanimous decision, Alexis Davis by unanimous decision, until she faces Rocky Raquel Pennington, and she
Mm-hmm.
drops a unanimous decision because just like Tisha Torres, Raquel Pennington, bad as shit. She's fucking
Mm-hmm.
that's a tough, not just fighter, but cardio on point, much like Tisha Torres. It's just a wealth of MMA knowledge and what have you. So that's really not a loss in my book, right? I mean, it's a loss, but she learned a lot. This one is a flip because both Lena and Penny,
Hmm.
I've been fans of. I still fans of, and I don't know.
The best part about this is Lena and Panay are having a rematch. They first encountered each other in 2012 at Trophy MMA, in which uh, um, Panay Kianzad won the match. Now they get to run it back. Now Lena has got some experience on her side now. Before it was, she was she was fighting someone who had more experience, but not anymore. Now there's experience on both sides. Now we get to see just who is the better fighter. We will see just who is the top dog from Sweden. I see lots of stand up. They're gonna trade pretty good. There will be some some grappling, like put them on the fence, throw some elbows type deal. But it's gonna be an exciting women's match, and this one is up in the air, man. I can flip a coin with you.
All right. So then I'm gonna go with Pane
Okay,
Kianzad.
okay, I'll take Lena, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and again, this is one that's pretty close. Fellow countrywoman, wealth of experience in MMA and specifically the UFC. Um,
Rematch.
I I wouldn't be mad that if you're like, yeah, Lena won. I'd be like, of course,
Hmm.
yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah. Oh, speaking of stand up, holy hell, we got a heavyweight contest. We have Devin Clark, who is the Brown Bear, 12-6, going against William Knight. The Brown Bear, who it hasn't looked good for him. I mean, he beats uh he's been in the UFC for Jesus Louises. Way back at UFC Fight Night 91, back in 2016, where he faces
Hmm.
Alex Nicholson. Prior to that, had a hell of a run in both LFA and, RFA, the precursor to LFA, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then, like I said, that Alex Nicholson lost, but then rebounds and he faces and beats via unanimous decision Josh Stansberry, right? Then beats Jake Collier, loses to former champ. He wasn't champ at the time, but Jan Blachowicz, right?
Hmm.
Beats Slow Mike Rodriguez via unanimous decision. Alexander Rankick, he takes a loss, but
Hmm.
after the Rankick deal, he has a unanimous decision win over Darko.
Darko.
Darko, so sick. Yeah, that's what I'm
Mm.
going with. Loses to Ryan Span, but then he really fucking gets it together because he notches 2 wins against Dequan Townsend and Alonzo Menefield,
Yes,
respectively,
good
where
one.
he gets
Hmm.
unanimous decision wins over both, but then faces top of the food chain, Anthony Lionheart Smith, where he lost
Hmm.
a triangle choke via triangle choke, right? And then a unanimous decision loss against Ian Kutilaba, right?
Mm.
Now, on the other side of the docket, we have this always scary 11-3 William fucking Knight. He's the nightmare.
Hmm.
That's his
Hmm.
fight moniker, and it fits him like a
Hmm.
glove. This is somebody who is, I mean, before the fight with Maxim Grishin, he was on a 3-fight win streak in 2 different sports because he
Hmm.
he KOs Fabio Cherant, I'm sorry, and then he has a unanimous decision over Alonzo Menningfield. Then he does a
Hmm.
grappling fight at Reality Fighting where he beats Daniel Mola via rear naked choke. Um, in terms of notable wins, we've got Rocky Edwards in here, and that was pre UFC, where William Knight KOs Rocky Edwards, and then against Cody Brundage, he stamps his ticket to the main roster of the UFC because he beats Brundage by via elbows and ground and pound on the Dana White's Contender
Hmm.
Series. right?
Mm-hmm.
Wins over Alexa Kamor, Fabio Cherons, Alonzo Manifield. I'm just going around in circles, but fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
going to say it's the Nightmare. I don't want to have nightmares tonight. I want William Knight to win.
Yeah. In this prelim main event, William Knight is going to be taking it. Devin Clark, I think his course has ran out. He's run out of steam. He's a one-trick pony. Unfortunately, he has yet to evolve, and the game is unfolding right before your eyes. He's very easy. He's just defend the takedown and put good hands on him. He will be stopped. This is what happens. So I see Mr. Knight going in there, defending against takedown, and smashing until he gets that TKO. Second round TKO.
Yeah, I got the same. I got it the same. I was thinking because Devin Clark is a tough one to put away. So
Mm-hmm.
and he's got decent cardio, and if he can stay out of the power of William Knight, he lasts until the second round. But then second round,
Mm-hmm.
something gets formulated and something gets told to William Knight on the stool, and that's a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. It's going to be an eradication of this particular black bear, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pete is going to love this. Not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but something that we love, right, is more fights, and we got some more, right? Because we have the 8-2 and Losa 8-2, right, against the 10-2 Monir Laziz. So we're going with Ang, the last ninja, Losa. His last fight was against John Howard back at X MMA
Doomsday,
4.
right? Isn't that
Yes.
Doomsday Howard? Mm-hmm.
Yep, Doomsday Howard. That's exactly who it is. Um, but then he gets a unanimous decision over John Howard, right? And then loses the fucking Dana White's contender series opportunity to Jack Della Maddalena, which Maddalena, he's one of a young
Mm-hmm.
upstart for sure. It's a name that
Mm-hmm.
we know. So on the other hand, we have Monir Laziz, and Monir 10-2. The last time that we saw the sniper in any sort of competition, it was back where he loses to Warley Alvarez. Remember, we're like fucking old school is cool with Warley Alvarez, and I didn't even think that you were gonna get a fucking first round body kick and fucking ground and pound finish, but that's what we got. Shout out to old school is cool fucking Warley Alvarez. That dude has been, dude. I think he was one of the fucking playable characters on the first UFC video game on Sega Dreamcast. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's it, or one of the earlier ones for sure. Um, so that's saying something, right? That Warley's still fucking at the top of his game where he beats Monir. But before that, he was fighting a three-fight win streak in three different promotions. Those promotions: UAE Warriors, United Arab Emirates Warriors 8, where he fucking KOs Sasha Palanikov with a
Mm-hmm.
first round KO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Problem Dubai, uh,
Mm-hmm.
he actually is in the main event and fucking ground and pounds Arbor Murati,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then goes into
Mm-hmm.
the UFC, his UFC debut. He beats a tough Abdul Razak Al Hassan, right?
Yes.
And
You
so
remember this guy, right, from Fight Island?
yeah,
Remember him from
100%,
Fight
yeah,
Island? Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm going with the sniper on this one.
Hmm. You know what? Because this is the first human being that I know that's born in Switzerland, but looks like he looks. Uh, I'm gonna go on a limb and choose the last ninja. I'm gonna go with the last ninja. Something about him that it couldn't be easy being born in Switzerland. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I just don't see anything about that being easy.
no,
So I think he's gonna be one of those tough, mentally tough fellas. willing to burn, willing to feel the burn to get that victory, that split decision victory. I'm gonna go with Angie Lusa,
All right,
my split decision.
I like it. I fucking love it, man. I love it. Um, and can't wait to rejoice. Should Agnos win? Can't wait to
Hmm
fucking recap this and go. Yep, you're right. Your spidey senses were tingling, good sir.
hmm
So shout out to
We'll
you.
find out.
Yeah, we will. We will. But
Hmm
things that we're going to find out is this fight. TJ Laramie, 12-4, going against former CFFC, that's Cage Fury Fighting Championship champion, Pat Sabatini. Now, let's
That's
go
right.
with the Canadian, the truth, TJ Laramie, 12-4. The last time that we saw him doing the fisticuffs again was against Derek Minner, where Minner hits a guillotine choke in the very first round, right? But
Mm.
prior to that, Laramie fucking kicked the shit out of Daniel Swain's ribs, right? Causing a doctor stoppage, right? And then
hmm
PFC, um, basically Laramie gets a unanimous decision win over Andrew Cruz. Yeah, a lot of regional fights, obviously pre UFC, right? And then once he gets into the UFC, he wins the Dana White Contender Series, but then loses his official UFC debut. Right now,
hmm
and he was supposed to fight Damon Jackson and Melsik Bagdasarian. Holy shit,
Yeah.
Bagdasarian is fucking scary as shit. Nice guy. His skill set is
Monster.
he's a fucking monster. He's the shit
hmm
that kids worry about when looking under the beds. Like he's a great guy, Melsick, but fucking I wouldn't want to be on the other side of the fucking cage from him.
He
You
makes
know,
things go bump in the night.
hell yes he does, man. Ooh,
Mhm.
ooh, I got chills. I got chills, man. Now, obviously, former CFFC champion Pat Sabatini, 16-3 for Sabatini, long tenured veteran, fighting most of his fights outside of the UFC, and primarily in CFFC, right? Then he wins,
Mhm.
you know, um, and 17 is fucking wins, man. Right? He's gotten KOs, he's gotten fucking submissions, right?
Mhm.
And when he enters the UFC on the undercard of UFC 261, Usman versus Jorge Masvidal 2,
Mhm.
he beats beats Tristan Connolly via unanimous decision, and then right after
Mhm.
that, he finds out a way to fucking beat Jamal Emmers by heel
Mhm.
hook. Holy
Mhm.
fuck, man! Jamal Emmers, again, we just talked about OG Bobby Green and Jacob Bainey. Well,
Mhm.
that pinnacle MMA, Redlands fucking group, man. You
Mhm.
got the
Mhm.
you got former Bellator world champion Darion the Wolf Caldwell. You got OG Bobby Green, and you got Jamal Emmers, man, and a litany of others that are coming up through the ranks. But those are the big three. Um, and obviously the brilliant coach Jacob Bainey. Uh, so that's saying something that if Sabatini, right, who had a lot of whispers, a lot of hype behind him, coming from the
Mhm.
regional scene, right, and you beat
Mhm.
Jamal Emmers with your heel hook, as tough as Jamal
Mhm.
Emmers is, you take Tucker Lutz to unanimous decision. Shit, dude, you made this really
Yeah.
easy for me. I'm going with the former
Yeah.
champ Pat Sabatini. I don't care how
Pat
he gets it done.
Sabatini.
He gets it done.
Pat Sabatini. Yeah. Pat Sabatini is the best choice in this matter. First of all, he's 38 in the world. Former champ, like you mentioned. His opponent is 105 in the world. Uh, he's Sabatini has fought better competition. He's a complete fighter. He can win in anywhere the match ends up. So with all these accolades and rankings, I'm also going with Pat Sabatini. I might even call a finish in the third round. I see a finish in a submission in the third round. I don't know which one, but I do see a submission in the third round.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, TJ Laramie is fucking tough, man. I mean, I don't know if you make him tougher, other than like Anthony fucking Smith getting mollywopped, beaten within an inch of his life, man. Like you don't get
Mm,
TJ Laramie is tough, right? He fucking his feet fucking collapse the rib cage of his opponent on a particular night,
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'd say third round. Yeah, that feels right. Third round finish
Mm,
in favor of Pat Sabatini. So I'm not mad at that. I'm going the same way, you know.
that's what's up.
Now, speaking of going, man, we're going up, but down in weight, but up in the card because we have Meyer Bueno Silva, 7
Hmm.
2 and 1 against the 12 and 4 Yanan Wu of China, right? Now,
Milan.
let's look. Yes, Mulan is 12 and 4, and for a good reason. And trading out of Jackson Wink, right, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But she's kind of had a rough go in the UFC, right? She
That
gets
ain't easy.
none. Yo, hell no, no easy fights because she has danger. Gina Mazzani, her first fight in the UFC back in 2017, where Mazzani wins via unanimous decision. Then UFC Fight Night 141, she basically fights Lauren Mueller, and she actually beats Mueller by via armbar, right? But then goes and fights Mizuki Inoue, where she loses a split decision, and then the El Pantera, La Pantera, Jocelyn Edwards, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Mulan loses to Jocelyn Edwards via unanimous decision, right?
Mm.
Now on the other side
Hmm.
we got Myra Bueno Silva, a little bit of cleaner record for Shitara, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but let's look at the accolades of Bueno Silva, right? Uh, Jesus Christ. So kind of an up and down record too in the UFC, right? Uh, v beats Mayana Sosa via Ninja Choke on Dana White's Contender Series back in 2018, right? Then beats Jillian Robertson via armbar at UFC Fight Night 137, then loses to Myra Moroz, but then Mara Barella, she beats via armbar, goes to a draw with Montano de la Rosa, but then falls prey to none other than Manon Ferro, who's ferocious. She's got ferocious in her fucking name, you know? Uh,
Hmm.
and then she, in a different combat sport, in submission grappling, she beats JCR Aloya, right? Via
Hmm.
armbar, right? Uh, fuck what you heard. Nothing against Mulan, nothing against Yunan Yu, but I'm rocking
Hmm.
with Mario Bueno Silva of Brazil with this
Hmm.
one. I'd say
Yeah,
third
yeah,
round.
yeah. Bueno Silva is my choice as well for this one. Bueno Silva has had better success in the UFC. Um, I mean, decent competition. She's got great jiu-jitsu. Yana also has good jiu-jitsu, so they're gonna nullify right there. This one will be decided on the feet, and I believe it's gonna be an exciting matchup. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it was fight of the night. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I'm also going with Mara Bueno Silva, and I see this one going in a decision. It's gonna go the decision route. Uh, 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 Myra Bueno Silva will land more significant shots and win by split decision.
I'm not mad at that. I'm actually going to say third round
Hmm.
KO.
Okay. Okay.
And
We,
I still feel with your fight of the night contender. I feel that.
hmm.
I feel like
Hmm.
Yunan Yu is not going to give up. She's got the whole
Hmm.
country of China behind her and everything like that, so she's
Hmm.
not going to pack it in. I see her
Hmm.
eyes swollen. I see fucking
Hmm.
blood everywhere. It's not going to be
Hmm.
one for the queasy, right?
Hmm.
But I feel like Myers got what it takes to etch out the victory this time.
Agreed. Agreed. 100.
So not 100, but 170 pounds is what
Hmm.
we got a fight in, or the division that we have a fight in. because we have Miguel Baeza 10-2 out of the good old US of A against the Portuguese Andre Fialau, right? So going over to the tale of Carmel Thunder, Miguel Baeza, he uh, unfortunately is on a two-fight losing streak against Santiago Ponzi Bibio, right, via unanimous decision, and then gets KO'd by Chaos Williams in the third round back last year in November, right? But
Yeah.
prior to that, has a win. He KOs fucking the immortal Matt Brown, Takeshi Sato via arm triangle choke. He beat Hector Aldana, Victor Reita, right? Those are either on the UFC roster or Dana White's Contender Series. So
Right.
he's been on in the UFC since 2019. So not not bad for Miguel, right? Now on the other side of the docket, we have none other than Andre Filio. So Andre 14-4, right? Kind of similarly matched, similar records, but he has a win over Action Man Chris Curtis back at PFL 2019, round one, right? Um, he beats AJ Matthews at Bellator 181. Chitty Bang Nojukani beats well, actually, he lost to Chitty uh, via KO, right? Punches in the very first round, 21 seconds, in fact, right?
Mhm.
But he's got some names. Got some names. I'm not mad at it, right?
Mhm.
No one can say like, oh, this guy's just got easy fights or whatever. No, you know, he's been in there. Now,
That's right.
Yeah, now Andre Filho, the Portuguese gentleman, um, he's been in there with James Vick, where he KOs James Vick way back in it's 2021, right? 2021
Mhm.
seems like way back, but it wasn't all that long ago, right? And for Fial, his debut in the UFC Octagon was against none other than somebody who you like. I like him too, but Michel Pieta. And Pieta pieced him up, earning himself a unanimous decision victory. That's
Mhm.
something. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
when, so I'm gonna let you take the head.
Well, this one right here, man, not very difficult for me. I'm a huge fan of Miguel Baeza. I think he's the future of this division. He's definitely a top 10 contender. Andre Fialho, he's all right. He's okay, but he's just not my guy. My face is in Baeza. I see a complete fight from both gentlemen. Andre, he's got the right to go for takedown, right? But I think this one's gonna be on the feet. Uh, Baeza needs to control the distance between the two fellas. Establish that. Let the opponent understand that this is my yard and that's your yard. And when you cross in here, you're gonna pay. So Baeza will benefit from extreme counter striking and also occasional takedowns to the ground to secure the point. But he might not get a knockout, but he's gonna get no less than a split decision victory.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Let's go with that, man.
Hmm.
Let's go with our dude Baeza, 10-2, man.
Hmm.
You said, because I was like, I'm gonna split with you, but the way
Hmm.
that you basically propose your argument, I can't help but be convinced. So you convinced me, Voodoo. You convinced me.
Yeah, and Baeza is a man. He just ran into some stiff competition
Yeah,
recently, but he's definitely the man.
hell yes. But speaking of not the man, but the main, we are at the co-main events of the evening. We have uh the 10-1 Brazilian Caio, the natural Bravo, right?
Hmm.
Who had back-to-back wins at Dana White's Contender Series on two different occasions, literally month away from each other. Beats Aaron Jeffrey via unanimous decision back on Dana White's
Mm-hmm.
Contender Series in September. It's actually my son's birthday, September 28th, back in 2001, right? And then he beats Jesse Murray, who just a month later, right? Just a month later, actually, yeah, almost exactly. Like it's even less than a month. I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the Aaron Jeffrey run, he gets in there with Jesse Murray and KOs Jesse Murray, and finishes him off with strikes from the top, right? Now, on the other side, we have Gazi, Omar, Gadziev, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Gadzi is 13 and 0. A relative newcomer to the UFC, but again, of perfect record is Gadzi. Um, yeah, he beat Janzi Silva via knee bar. Why did I want to say armbar? I don't know. Uh, but he beats Janzi via knee bar on Dana White's Contender Series, which I think solidified his place on an actual UFC card, be it a fight night or otherwise. Um, yes, you can't argue with perfection, right? Especially a lot of Godsey's wins were in Russia and Russia, Dagestan, that whole Russian Federation. They're tough. Um, yeah, and this is nothing pro or con the fucking stuff that's going on there now. It's just like they just anybody born in snow breeds for a tough human being, right?
That's
So
right.
right, so I even though Gazi has a undefeated record, um, his opponent, right, Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
has that much more experience, man. Against name talent. So I'm actually going with Kyle.
And not mad at it. Not mad at it. I really tend to have a hard time going against perfection. 13 and 0, versus 11 fights, 10 and 1. Mm. Those two fight advantages makes a whole lot of sense. And two, this fella's Russian.
Yeah.
He's undefeated because his wrestling is phenomenal.
Uh,
Not because his striking is so great. Even though he's got knockouts, I believe that not jujitsu, his grappling is the key to victory. And he's gonna come in here. He's gonna put the wrestling on Kyle. He's gonna tire him out, and then he's gonna ground and smash him, and that'll be it.
yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it. Uh, that actually, you explained it way better than what it was in my head. So I thank you for that, man.
No
So
doubt.
it's a scary place between the room between my ears. It's a scary, scary place. But speaking of places, man, we are at a placement of the main events of the evening. We have Bilal, remember thy name, Muhammad,
That's right.
going up against Vicente Luque, which Luque doesn't, at least to my knowledge. Oh, he's the silent assassin. Never mind. I was going to say, I don't remember seeing any merch or anything like that for him. But the silent assassin.
I'll be
That's
right back.
definitely,
Keep going.
yeah, that's something. Um, honestly, okay. So Vicente Luque, 21-7, right? But Bilal Muhammad, uh, remember the name, is 20-3. Both tenured veterans with over 20 fights between them, right? And Muhammad is training at Rufus Sport in Milwaukee. Uh, is on a fuck, dude. He hasn't lost since Jeff Neal at UFC on ESPN plus one, right? After that, he beats Curtis Melander by unanimous decision. Then has a rear naked choke win over Takeshi Sato. Then a unanimous decision win over Lyman Good. Unanimous decision win over Diego Lima. No contest. You remember the eye poke to Leon Edwards, and then Damon Maya goes to a decision with Damian fucking Maya. That's a lot, right? And then another unanimous decision over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, right? Other side of the docket. We already went with Luque and the people that he's fought. I, the Nico Prices, the Randy Browns, the Tyron Woodley, Michael Chiesa, right? Lost to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, but beat Mike Perry, Derek Krantz, and Brian Barberena, as well as Jalen Turner. He KOs Jalen Turner on the undercard of the Habib Conor McGregor fight.
Impressive.
Shit. I'm okay. I don't want to fucking remember Bilal Muhammad's name. Fuck it. That's just as valuable and has as much valor and carries as much weight as Roman Reigns saying, acknowledge me. And you know how fucking love Roman Reigns. Not Joe Anawahi, the person. I'm just saying the character of Roman Reigns, it just fucking sucks, right? For me. You don't have to think that way. I'm not telling anybody to think that way, but that's just where it is for me. Right? So fuck, man. Muhammad just, to me, is cringy. They tried him out on commentary, one of the earlier shows back in the, I want to say back in January, he did some stuff. Bilal Muhammad is like, he wants you to remember his name, but he doesn't give you a lot of reasons to give. So I'm going with fucking Silent Assassin, man. Let's go Vicente Luque all day.
Hey, the bottom line is Vicente Luque and this Bilal Muhammad, they faced each other in the past, and Vicente knocked them out in the first round. It is what it is. So Bilal's gonna have to come back and do something different. Clearly, he cannot stand with Vicente Luque and bang it out. He's gonna have to bring a different form of fighting. He's gonna have to bring a different strategy, a different technique, perhaps wrestling, perhaps jiu-jitsu. Unfortunately, Luque is a jiu-jitsu phenom himself. If it goes to the ground, he's ready to go. He's ready to go. He's good enough to get back onto his feet and continue the fight. Either way, it's bad news for Bilal Muhammad. Mentally, Luque has one up on him. So he's going to have to double down. And it's expensive in his weight class to double down. It's expensive. I don't know if Bilal Muhammad has enough equity, or I don't know if the bank will lend him enough money to be able to purchase the victory necessary to beat Vicente Luque. Luque is the man. Luque will go out there and he will beat him again. Now they got 25 minutes to dance. Bilal Muhammad can run, but he won't be able to hide from the silent assassin Vicente Luque. Luque in the fourth round, stoppage.
Yep, I don't disagree one bit, because Bilal, we're not that we're criticizing or talking shit about Bilal, but Bilal does have a fucking gas tank a mile long, or I don't know how many kilometers long, but he's a tough motherfucker is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that Bilal isn't, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, Bilal is. That's why the win for Luque will, I hope, project him into a UFC title picture, because Bilal Muhammad he's still top of the food chain, right? Like, this could be a potential not title eliminator, but title contender eliminator, I feel. So yeah, fucking the silent assassin is just gonna come in and fuck shit up. You're not even gonna know about it because he's fucking silent.
Yeah, the thing about Vicente Luque is I really like the guy. What I like most about the guy is his calm nature. when you listen to him speak, you wouldn't expect such violence to come from this individual. He's very straightforward. What he says is what it is. He lacks entertainment, microphone entertainment skills. He lacks that, which is fine though, because what you see is what you get. When he gets in that cage, he's gonna perform. You know that. When you ask him a question, he's gonna give you a direct answer. He is that type of guy. I think this is a better character for Vicente Luque than any alternative. He doesn't need to perform and try and entertain. His speech pattern is very straightforward, and I think this is working for him. As long as he has a plan when he gets in front of that camera and he's able to say, "Hey, I want this person next," I think people will support him. He doesn't have to be funny. He doesn't have to be witty with his words. Say, "I want this guy" or "I want that guy." If he's able to do that and he goes in the cage and he performs the way he's been performing lately, I think he's gonna become a mega star.
I hope so. I hope so. Vicente Luque for champ. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put bumper stickers and fucking, pins and shit like that. Silent Assassin for the fucking championship. I like it. I like it.
That's
But
right.
speaking of straightforward stuff, if people want to get more straight up info for you, Voodoo Maximus, where can they do such things?
Oh man, you better look for me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter, what's that? Snapchat. Those are places you can find me. Just put me in the search engine, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods, According to Woods, and you damn well better subscribe to Voodoo Maximus on YouTube as well, all day long.
All day, all day. And yes, like you said, and you can find it in my socials, but the link tree for the everywhere you can find this very podcast. But I also do podcast myself. According to Woods, you might have heard of it, might have not. But if you don't, come join the party. It's all fun. Awesome. Also doing some editing stuff for the Wrestling Perspective podcast with Lars Fredrickson and the great Dennis Farrell, as well as a part of the Eric Bischoff After 83 Weeks crew. So a lot of stuff going on. According to Woods is where you can find it. All of that shit. We thank you guys for joining us here at Voodoo in the Woods. Again, like Voodoo said, like, share, and subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods on YouTube and Facebook. Also powered by bodyslam.net as well as being simulcast. Right. So thank you, bodyslam.net. For the constant support. Thank you all for the constant support. You guys are badasses, and we'll see you a little later as we wrap up this fucking card with more Voodoo in the Woods. Until then, you guys be awesome. You guys are awesome. Guys, girls, all of it. Whatever you identify, you just mean we Mario Yamasaki you. So we will see you later with more Voodoo in the Woods.